I love the hybrid leadcore. It is so simple, it's so effective, it's so fun. I have a lot of guys call and ask me, could I fish leadcore on this rod or that rod? And yeah, you can fish leadcore on a lot of different rods. But I'll tell you what, if you want maximum performance, maximum fun, at a very low price point, you cannot beat my iconic yellow hybrid leadcore rods. A ton of research and development went into these rods. I fished them for 3 years before I ever marketed them. That's a nice trout right there. Get this guy in here. Right there, another fish. As I was saying, I fished these rods, tested these rods, worked on these rods for 3 years before I ever started selling them, and they're very special. It requires a very special rod to get the most. Look at that trout right there. Awesome. I'm just going to shake him off. Just like that. Go on. There he goes. It requires a very special rod to get the most out of leadcore. Now my hybrid system, it consists of 20-pound braid backing, 3 colors of leadcore, or 90 feet of leadcore. Each color will get you down about 5 feet, 3 colors. About a 50-foot, 20-pound test monofilament top shot down to a trolling swivel and a fluorocarbon leader. That's the system in a nutshell. Now, those 3 colors of leadcore, they'll get you down about 15 feet if you need to get down. If fish are much below 20 feet, you're going to need to use divers or a downrigger or something like that. But if they're in the top 15 to 20 feet of the water column, you might need to utilize all 3 colors of that leadcore. Now, 3 colors of leadcore weighs just about an ounce, so you need a rod capable of handling an ounce of weight. Now let me show you something here. This is a bare bones kokanee rod. Now look at this rod. It's a beautiful rod. It's awesome. It's not a leadcore rod. It has very little backbone out front there. It would be overwhelmed if I trolled 3 colors of leadcore on that rod. Instead, look at the action of my rod. I've got enough backbone down here to land a 10-pound trout, which I have, land a big striper, which I have, but it's also got just enough softness in the tip to make pan-sized fish fun, and it's also soft enough to cushion the head shakes of trout and kokanee and keep them from ripping the hook out. You don't want a rod that's too fast, but you don't want a rod that's too soft either, and that's why so much research and development went into my hybrid leadcore rod. It's the exact perfect balance of backbone and softness. It maximizes the number of fish you can catch. It handles the weight of the leadcore real well. And if you're using my methods, it's just a matter of time before you hook into a really big trout or salmon. When you do, you've got the power to handle that fish if you're using one of my hybrid leadcore rods. They're under $100. They're fiberglass construction, extremely rugged. They were designed for the type of fishing that most of the people watching this channel do. Trout and salmon fishing. If you're not using leadcore and you're not using one of my hybrid leadcore rods, you're simply not catching as many fish as you could be. And don't you want to catch a maximum amount of fish? You get limited time out on the water. You want to maximize that time, maximize your fun by catching as many trout and salmon as possible. And my yellow leadcore rod will help you do just that. Start using the hybrid system and get your fish on.